What did you make of some of the refereeing decisions?
It's just not good enough. Referees are just not good enough. Force officials are just not good enough. That's the bottom line. VAR today, I think did I see that right? That 3 people at the VAR from South America in a match like this. I think so. I saw this before the match. I might be, but if this is what I saw, if this is correct, it's just VAR overturns.
Messi is a joke. For me, the best ever. That was tweeted in 2012.
What started as a football rivalry has turned into something much bigger. Across social media, people have stopped calling it England versus Argentina.
I just don't think Argentina are what they used to be 4 years ago and even before that. And I think it's England's best chance ever of getting to the final and winning the World Cup, I think.
Now it's England versus VARgentina, while others have gone even further and labelled it England versus FIFA. After everything fans have watched over the past 2 weeks, it's easy to understand why those names have caught on.
Speaking of Argentina, this is the first time England have ever come up against a chap called Lionel Messi. Give us the goalkeeper's perspective on what makes him so dangerous.
Yeah, I think he's scored so many goals that he's contributed to so many goals as well over his career, and it's great to be able to finally come up against him for so long and watching him as a kid. And yeah, but we all know how good Messi is, but we also know how good Argentina is, so we can't just solely rely on Messi. We've got to focus on the other strengths as well and the other weaknesses we can take advantage of.
On Wednesday night in Atlanta, the team many believe has benefited from the most controversial decisions of the tournament faces the one opponent that could be impossible to push aside. This is the showdown the entire tournament has been leading toward, whether FIFA expected it or not. Before looking ahead, it's worth asking why that nickname spread so quickly. Because it wasn't invented without a reason. It came from what people saw on the pitch.
Sí, que siempre empecé a jugar contra las selecciones grandes, no me pasó nunca contra Inglaterra en la primera vez, así que va a ser un partido especial, semifinal de la Copa del Mundo, así que bueno, ahora descansaremos y nos prepararemos para eso. Venimos de mucho desgaste, de jugar una larga más otra vez y bueno, a veces se nota.
Argentina reached the semi-final by the narrowest of margins, and in several crucial moments, key decisions appeared to fall in their favour. Against Egypt, an outstanding Egyptian goal was ruled out after a review for a foul much earlier in the move.
This game against Argentina, Messi is going to be manoeuvring, around that right side to central areas a lot more than being on the left-hand side. And I feel like if you've got Spence in that position, I feel like one-on-one defender, there's not better than him out there, one-on-one.
While a strong penalty appeal at the opposite end was not reviewed before Argentina scored the winner, Egypt was so frustrated that they submitted a formal complaint to FIFA. Then, against Switzerland, just after the Swiss had equalised and the momentum had shifted, a VAR review upgraded an Argentine yellow card into a Swiss red card, changing the direction of the match. The debate only grew louder after Argentina's latest result.
He's never played England before. I need to say, and I think we may talk about it, these two teams hate each other in a way that makes the Yankees Red Sox seem like a beautiful loving. He's never played them before. They hate each other so much they don't even play friendlies. They're not played since 2005. So the idea that Lionel Messi is not going to show up in Atlanta on Wednesday is unfathomable.
Even Argentina's coach, Lionel Scaloni, admitted afterward, luck was on our side today. That's the reality. Looking back even further, Messi also avoided a booking after a studs-up challenge on Algeria's captain that many viewers argued deserved a straight red. Time after time, close decisions seemed to break in Argentina's favour. That run of controversial moments is why the VARgentina nickname took off.
Does Argentina rely too heavily on Messi and France too heavily on Kylian Mbappé? It's just what it is. They're world-class players. And they do normally what they do. So everyone is pushing, and we had, I think, 3 different goal scorers in the first match, and to rely on Harry is just a natural thing because he loves the responsibility and he takes it. We rely on Harry because we can, because he's our forward, but we don't over-rely on him.
It also sparked the theory now spreading across social media and football discussions. Some fans believe FIFA wants Messi to reach one more World Cup final. They point to the tournament's massive financial value, expected to generate billions of dollars, along with FIFA President Gianni Infantino's well-known admiration for Messi, including the decision to invite Inter Miami to the Club World Cup, despite the club not qualifying through the usual route. There is no confirmed evidence proving that claim. Still, many fans have looked at the sequence of officiating decisions, the financial stakes, and the public support for Messi and decided those events are more than simple coincidence. That is why Wednesday's semi-final has become about far more than football in the eyes of many supporters.
I think they're infinitely beatable. I know they've got this elite footballer in the middle of the park that can sit there and do wonderful things. I still think that England have the ability to beat Argentina, irrespective of getting carried away and getting all up our own backsides about how important we are and isn't coming home and all that old pony.
Right.
The bottom line is I think that man for man, the Argentinians are infinitely beatable side.
Infinitely beatable.
Everything feels different now because the stage is much bigger. Up to this point, the claims about a so-called script, whether real or imagined, have followed matches against Cape Verde, Egypt, and Switzerland. They are respected teams, but they don't draw the same worldwide attention. This time, Argentina faces England, one of football's biggest names, backed by more than 15,000 travelling supporters and watched by millions across the globe. If a controversial red card, a razor-thin offside decision, or a debated penalty ends up shaping this match in Argentina's favour, it will be impossible to escape the spotlight. This won't be a game that quietly fades into the background. Every key moment from an England semi-final would be replayed, analysed frame by frame, by an audience that is already paying close attention and ready to debate every decision.
You know, everyone will talk about Messi because he's one of the goats of the game, but you can't look past how the ability and the talent we've got in the squad going forward, defensively, togetherness. We've got it all there, and that's what we need to put on show on Wednesday. But we also can't just talk about Messi. They're a good side and they're reigning champions. So yeah, they're a good side, but we've got so much ability in our squad going forward, and we're hard to break down. We've got that resilience, we've got that togetherness, and we've got that mentality. You know, that's what makes a good team.
That is why many fans see this semi-final as more than just a football match. For some, it has become a test of confidence in FIFA and its officiating. Every whistle on Wednesday is likely to face intense scrutiny. Those expecting another controversial night will be watching for the same kinds of moments that have sparked debate throughout the tournament, starting with the possibility of an England goal being ruled out by the narrowest offside call. The biggest moments will be the ones everyone remembers. People will be watching for a harsh second yellow card that leaves England with 10 players just as the game swings their way. Others will be looking for a disputed penalty at one end, a strong appeal ignored at the other, or a sequence of decisions that seems to break in Argentina's favour. Those are the kinds of incidents that have already fueled debate throughout this tournament. If similar moments happen again on Wednesday, it's easy to see why social media would explode with reactions. Still, it's important to look beyond the simple story of heroes against villains, because the reality is more complicated than that. England have also benefited from controversial moments on their road to the semi-final. During the quarter-final against Norway, Jude Bellingham's equaliser came shortly after the ball appeared to brush an overhead camera cable. Some believe play should have been stopped if contact had occurred. FIFA's tracking system indicated there was no touch. The goal stood and Norway left frustrated. England coach Thomas Tuchel also admitted afterward, "We were lucky today." The conversation becomes more complicated once you look at the full picture. England also reached this semi-final with decisions that sparked debate. So this is not simply a story of one flawless team facing another, surrounded by controversy. At the same time, many of the calls involving Argentina can be defended under the written laws of the game. Embolo was judged to have simulated, and the foul that cancelled Egypt's goal was still considered a foul under the rules, even if it happened much earlier in the move. A decision can follow the rulebook and still leave fans feeling it was unfair. That alone is not proof that matches are being manipulated. There is another side to this discussion as well. Roger Bennett, who attended the Egypt match in person, described the atmosphere as the most profound I have had in an American stadium. Near religious, joyous, with strangers hugging and Messi sobbing. Many viewers watching from home focused on the controversy, while those inside the stadium experienced something very different. A more likely explanation for many observers is inconsistent officiating, combined with the attention surrounding Messi's story, rather than a coordinated effort to influence results. No evidence has confirmed any match fixing, but FIFA's reputation has led many fans to question even its most defensible decisions. There is another reason this semi-final has so many people excited, and it has nothing to do with referees or online theories. England have shown throughout the tournament that they have enough quality to win this match on football alone. Thomas Tuchel has become only the fourth manager to guide England to a World Cup semi-final, joining Alf Ramsey, Bobby Robson, and Gareth Southgate. His squad is led by two of the competition's standout performers. Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham have both scored 6 goals in 6 matches. Among the teams still left in the tournament, only Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe have matched or surpassed that total. But England's biggest strength goes well beyond the statistics. Kane regularly drops into deeper areas, pulling defenders out of position and linking attacks. That movement forces Argentina's defense into difficult choices before England attacks with speed from wide areas. Bukayo Saka, Anthony Gordon, Noni Madueke, Marcus Rashford, and Eberechi Eze give England fresh energy on the wings, while Bellingham charges into the box from midfield at exactly the right moments. The system is designed to target the spaces Argentina have struggled to protect throughout the tournament. Whatever happens, this Argentina side has shown clear weaknesses, and England have the tools to take advantage of them. One area stands out whenever Argentina have been tested in this tournament. Their defense has been opened up by several opponents. Cape Verde created dangerous chances, Egypt produced one of the competition's most memorable goals, and Switzerland repeatedly found space behind the back line. Lionel Scaloni has even admitted his team has struggled to keep long spells of possession together. More than once, they have let winning positions become difficult. The physical toll is another major question. Argentina have already survived 2 matches that went to extra time and another dramatic knockout escape. That is a heavy workload, especially with 39-year-old Lionel Messi carrying so much responsibility. Against Switzerland, Messi did not score for the first time in 10 World Cup matches. If England can press aggressively and maintain a fast tempo, they have every reason to believe they can take control and shift the focus away from all the outside debate. At the same time, counting Argentina out would be a mistake. Few teams remaining can match their experience or composure in the biggest moments. Even when they have not played their best football, they have still found ways to survive. Much of that comes from having Lionel Messi and a group capable of producing a decisive moment without warning. Julian Alvarez delivered a stunning long-range strike against Switzerland, while Enzo Fernandez's header proved decisive against Egypt. When matches become tense and every chance matters, Argentina have repeatedly found a player ready to change the outcome. They are also driven by the emotion of a nation, hoping to see La Ultima de Leo, widely seen as Messi's final World Cup journey. Another fascinating storyline is about to unfold. Messi is set to face England for the first time in his career after missing their previous meeting because of suspension. Speaking to reporters, he said, "I've never had the chance to play against England." Argentina have also requested and received approval to wear their blue away kit, the same color they wore in victories over England in 1986 and 1998. Many supporters place great importance on tradition and superstition. Some believe the blue shirt brings luck, while others see this tournament as one final opportunity for Messi to complete his World Cup story. Whether those beliefs matter or not, they have become part of the build-up surrounding this semi-final. From a tactical perspective, several key battles could decide the match. The biggest question is how England plans to deal with Messi. He no longer covers every part of the pitch like he once did, instead choosing his moments carefully and saving energy. Even so, he remains one of the most dangerous attacking players in the final third. England must decide whether to assign someone to follow him closely or rely on their defensive shape to contain him. Give Messi even a small opening, and he can make the difference. Argentina face an equally difficult challenge at the other end. How do they contain the partnership of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham with a defense that has looked vulnerable? If they sit too deep, England can dominate possession and push forward. If they press higher, they risk leaving the spaces that Bellingham attacks so effectively. Small details could end up deciding everything in this semi-final. England believe they have the right matchup because Argentina face difficult choices in almost every area of the pitch. In midfield, the contrast is clear. Argentina rely on experience, control, and game management, while England bring intensity and fresh legs. The key question is whether Argentina can slow the tempo to their liking, or if England's energy will keep forcing the game forward. There is also an important storyline inside the England camp. After the win over Norway, Thomas Tuchel openly criticised his team's performance and admitted they had been fortunate. Jude Bellingham, who scored twice in that match, reportedly responded by questioning whether his manager understood what it was like to face players such as Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard, a remark that drew attention because of Tuchel's limited playing career. Situations like that can either strengthen a squad or create unwanted distractions before a major match. England will want everyone focused before facing an experienced Argentina side that knows how to take advantage of any weakness. So how does this one play out? If both teams stay at full strength and the referees are not the main talking point, England have every reason to believe they can win. They look fresher, arrive in strong form, and match up well against an Argentina defense that has shown signs of vulnerability. Based on performances alone, England may have a slight edge. Even so, Argentina still have Messi, years of experience in high-pressure matches, and a remarkable ability to find a result even when they are far from their best. Everything surrounding this semi-final points to one question above all the rest. Some believe Argentina's success comes down to moments of brilliance, while critics argue key decisions have helped along the way. That debate has become almost as important as the football itself. More than any tactical battle, many fans are wondering whether the result will be decided entirely by what happens on the pitch. That uncertainty is a major reason this has become the most talked about match of the World Cup. The reward for the winner could hardly be bigger. Victory in Atlanta means a place in the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium on July 19 against either France or Spain, who meet in the other semi-final. For England, it would be their first appearance in a World Cup final since lifting the trophy in 1966, ending decades of near misses and disappointment. For Argentina, it would move Lionel Messi one step closer to finishing his World Cup career with back-to-back titles. An achievement many believe would strengthen his place in football history. With so much at stake, every refereeing decision is certain to face intense scrutiny. A single controversial moment could shape far more than one match. It could determine which football powerhouse gets the chance to compete for the trophy and which is left wondering what might have been. That responsibility will weigh heavily on the officials. Even without all the debates surrounding FIFA and refereeing, the history between England and Argentina would already make this one of the biggest matches in world football. Few World Cup rivalries carry as much history as England against Argentina. This will be their sixth meeting on football's biggest stage, but the first ever in a semi-final and their first clash of any kind in more than 20 years. The story stretches back to the robbery of the century in 1966, when Argentina captain Antonio Ratin was sent off at Wembley and famously refused to leave the field. Ratin passed away at the age of 89, with the news announced just hours before Argentina took the field wearing black armbands in his memory. The rivalry grew even more famous in 1986 at the Azteca Stadium. That match featured Diego Maradona's Hand of God goal and his remarkable solo run, later called the goal of the century, both coming in the same game. Played only 4 years after the Falklands War, the contest carried added emotion. Maradona later wrote that he almost preferred the handball because it felt a bit like stealing the wallet of the English. The history did not end there. England remembered David Beckham's red card in 1998 and his penalty redemption 4 years later in 2002. Nearly 6 decades of unforgettable moments have shaped this fixture, and Wednesday adds another major chapter with a place in the World Cup final on the line. The football rivalry has also long existed alongside the lasting shadow of the Falklands, or Las Malvinas as they are known in Argentina. The emotions behind this fixture reach far beyond football. The 1982 Falklands War, which lasted 74 days and claimed more than 900 lives, added a political and historical weight that has followed every England-Argentina meeting ever since. Many viewed the 1986 World Cup clash through that lens, helping explain why this rivalry still carries an intensity that goes well beyond the game itself. The atmosphere has already been building. After defeating Switzerland, Argentina's dressing room was filmed singing a chant that referenced the Falklands and declared they would win the trophy, por las Malvinas, por Diego. y por la última de Leo. Throughout the tournament, many Argentina supporters have also been heard singing El que no salta es un inglés. Meanwhile, more than 15,000 England fans have travelled to the United States, and reports have described minor confrontations between groups of supporters in Miami, with authorities preparing for large crowds before kickoff. Journalist Jonathan Wilson once offered a memorable description of Argentina's footballing identity, saying, "It comes from the streets where you learn to look after yourself because there's no teacher with a whistle." Many believe that competitive edge remains part of the team's character, and now it meets one of England's biggest World Cup tests. Everything now comes down to what happens on Wednesday. Either England produce the performance many believe they are capable of and remove any room for controversy, or another disputed match could intensify the already heated debate surrounding officiating and FIFA. One way or another, the football world will be watching every moment very closely. There is no quiet ending waiting for this one. Kickoff is at 3 Eastern in Atlanta, and everything about this match feels built for chaos, controversy, and a moment people will argue about for years. This is the game the entire tournament has been pushing us toward. So, what happens next? Do England finally break the curse and reach another World Cup final? Or does Messi's magic experience and maybe one more controversial moment carry Argentina through again? Drop your prediction in the comments before kickoff and tell me the exact score. Like the video, share it with another football fan, and subscribe to Matchio so you do not miss the full breakdown after the final whistle. We will be back here going through every major moment and every disputed decision frame by frame. Peace.